Hey guys, welcome back to the Work Wherever podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the rise of augmented reality and how the demand for developers is dropping.
Take your guard and let it down, 'cause you can work wherever now.
Okay,
All right.
welcome into the Work Wherever podcast. This is a podcast we talk about AI, automation, the ability to work wherever so you can live every day like it's Saturday. I'm back this week. We are doing a hotspot. These are called hotspot. So Sydney's here. Last week I wasn't here when they did a hotspot and I did really well. So
Yeah.
maybe I won't come back.
It was really good.
I think I covered your intro pretty well.
You did.
I did listen and you did okay. You did okay. You forgot the ones where I do the podcast on myself.
No, I said it at the
No,
end.
she
At the
said
end, you were
Roy's
like,
rant.
"Oh yeah," and I guess Roy does the podcast. And then you got
no,
the
I added it right
and you
after.
got the intro portion a little off,
Well,
but it was good. You got. I'm not taking anything away from you guys. Your numbers are fantastic on the podcast,
I know,
so
they're really, really good.
they are
Yeah.
really good. You guys did a great job. I'm not trying to take anything away from what you did. I listened to the whole thing a few times actually. I found it entertaining.
It was pretty funny, I
Good, my
thought.
mom watched it, I know.
Yeah, it was pretty
She
good.
definitely did.
Look
at
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah, it was great. So this is a internet hotspot where we talk about news articles, trending news articles. We're talking about augmented reality, I think you said,
Mhm.
and then we're talking about the decrease in developer hires, which we call that. And then we have 3 other flavors. So we have homegrown. That's me and my wife. We talk about it's like a lifestyle podcast where we talk about homeschooling majority of the time. We have Roy's rants. It's me and myself, and then we have the interviews, which. We haven't done one of those in a long time. I think we actually have 2 on the books though that we just haven't recorded yet.
It's exciting.
We'll see. I don't know if that will actually happen. Miles is one of them,
Oh, he's great.
and he says he's coming by. And then the other one was the Elena. Yeah. And then we actually have 3
you were
on the
just
books.
on that podcast
Yeah.
too, so those people as well.
Yeah, they're coming on, Robin and Clint as well. So we have 3 upcoming.
It's exciting.
Yeah, so we'll have some variety for you. It won't just be looking at news articles and then me and Haley talking, although those do well.
Those are
They do
sweet.
better than me or myself, that's for sure. So, all right, so what are we talking about
Seems like there's
today?
a trend.
There is a trend.
All
here.
right. So, the rise of augmented reality in the modern workplace. One technology that holds tremendous promise for transforming the way that we work in augmented reality. By overlaying digital information on a user's view of the real world, AR has the potential to enhance productivity, collaboration, and efficiency in the workplace. AR blends the neutral.
Take a
I
breath.
lost where I was.
Take a breath, Des.
I
So,
was reading
augmented
and I lost
reality.
it.
So not AI, so not fully
Yeah.
artificial, but it's
Yes.
like a blend of the two.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
have you guys seen augmented
Super
reality
cool.
before?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. They Home Depot has a really cool version of it.
Really?
Yeah, they have an app where you can look at
Whoa.
whatever it is that you want to build, and then in the app you can like scan your room. Pottery Barn, I think, has it too.
Wait, I think I've seen that, and it
Mm.
came out like a couple of years ago. I feel like
It did.
With
Yeah.
the paint
COVID.
brand,
Yeah. Yep.
whatever. I can't remember what it's called.
I think it's Bear.
Bear. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're right.
You're exactly right. Whereas
out on
you
the
take a
commercial.
picture of your room
Yeah.
or just open up the app and then you can change the paint color.
Yeah,
I
Of your
like
house.
that.
it was so
That's
cool.
super cool.
That was like during COVID, I think is when it first.
Mhm.
and
I vaguely remember it.
video
and
games
it's
came
not like
out.
you don't have to like put on the full headset. It's
No,
like
it's just a
you can
phone.
Use your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
But so is this
It's not
talking more
VR.
about?
Well, yeah, that's exactly what it says right here. It says AR works by overlaying computer-generated virtual elements into the real world.
Yeah. Which I think is a way bigger deal than virtual reality.
Oh yeah.
So
for sure.
Meta and all that stuff that Facebook is trying to do where they're trying to have you immerse into a virtual world, that may or may not play. Augmented reality, I think, is 1000% the future.
Yeah.
Right?
I think there is tons you can do from a business, and people will think that it's cool. They won't think that they're like being like big brothered by
Mhm.
tapping into virtual reality, because so many people, even so much as augmented reality, where have you guys ever seen, you guys have Samsungs? You guys both have,
Yeah.
No,
You
I
have a
have an
Samsung?
Apple.
You have Apple?
Samsung.
Yeah.
so on the Samsung app, have you seen this? There's a little camera right there on the search bar. You can do it on Google
What
too.
do you have? A
There-
Galaxy?
I do have a Galaxy.
Oh.
So there's a little
I don't know. I
camera.
probably got rid of like that.
If
I
you-
don't have that layout.
So if you click the camera and I know this is super great for anybody just listening on audio, but if you click the camera, you can take a picture. So I could take a picture of
Is that a Google though?
I can take a
Google
picture
camera?
of the GoPro, and then, so I just took a picture of the GoPro, and now look, it shows me visual matches of GoPros and GoPro stands.
Oh, that's
is it
really
Google?
cool.
It's Google, yeah. It's called Google Lens.
Oh, I think that's like one of the ones that like comes with the phone. And I just probably deleted. 'cause
It's
I didn't
very
want it.
possible.
Well,
Isn't
isn't
that
that
it comes
new?
stocked with like some random app?
Yeah, it definitely came with the phone.
Isn't the Apple Vision AR? and
Yes.
not AI?
It absolutely is augmented
Oh,
reality.
well, it wouldn't be AI.
So the Apple Vision has gotten mixed reviews, but the Apple Vision is like where Meta is trying to go virtual reality with what's it called? Oculus?
Mhm.
Is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
do you have one?
I do not
They're
have
pretty
an Oculus.
cool.
Do you have one?
We do have one.
I
We got
used it. It gives me a headache though.
I like broke my arm and it snowed and it came at like the perfect time and we were like on
What
it
did
for
you
days.
like? So what did you use? See, my whole view on Oculus is I have no use case for it because I don't play video games.
Hmm,
So like, what do you use it for if you're not playing video games?
that's it.
That's
Yeah.
it, right?
That's it.
Like if you want to play like
we
Ninja
usually have like
Swords or
people
something.
that come over that have never used it before. It's like fun to do.
Right.
But
I used it.
I mean, it's-
I got into a bar fight. It was great
did you use
fun.
it
On
at our
the
house?
Oculus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was with Lauren, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I was like, help yourself to the VR.
It was so fun.
and you
but
It
like-
is fun.
But I did hear, so like the difference, the reason I brought that up was the difference between the Apple Vision
Yes.
and like Oculus is like, people have said that like Oculus like really kind of like throws off your balance and like you get a really bad headache, but with like the Apple Vision, it's like supposed to be like, you're not, like you're actually just looking at the world. Like
Yeah.
you're not like,
they're glasses.
Yeah.
They're tinted
Yeah, so,
glasses.
like,
Yeah.
Our friend Jake, he has those glasses that like go
Right.
on, and it's not like a full headset. Like the headset hurts.
He
And
has like the
the
Ray-Bans.
headset does
I think.
hurt.
Yeah. And there is like a specific game. It's kind of like Fortnite, but in the VR, I forget what it's called. But like you can choose the level at which
This is the
like
Oculus.
you can choose like the intensity of it.
Okay.
And I was like full intensity, and I got motion sickness like right away.
Well,
And it depends on the game.
it messes with your balance.
yeah.
There's a fishing game that I like love, and I like played all the levels. And you can stand or you can sit like sedentary, and then you just fish.
Have you seen the Oculus videos? I mean, that sounds kind of
It's
cool. I guess.
fun, yeah.
But have you seen the Oculus videos of people like punching their TVs
yes.
and like
Yeah.
punching people in the room?
Yeah,
My Evan's mom, we put it on her, and there's this one. It's like a plank,
Yeah.
right? Experience, and she like face planted on the ground,
I see.
which is like so wild to me. But
That's the danger of virtual reality is that
I think
you
older people.
think that you're doing something, but you're not
But you're
doing
not.
it. Your
Yeah,
brain
yeah,
can't really
yeah.
compute what's going on, doesn't realize it's not part of the world.
Yeah.
These Apple glasses, while they're very cool, it's not necessarily new technology. So there's been augmented reality around for a good while. Somebody developed and see if you can Google this. I know we didn't do any show prep for this, but somebody developed an augmented reality Mario game using
I think I've seen
the phone.
that.
And he's walking through like, I think it's New York. I think he's walking through, what's the name of the park in New York?
Central Park?
Central Park, yeah. He's like walking through Central Park and he's like punching and like stomping Goombas. Did you find it?
No. I'm gonna
Oh.
look at the videos and see if I can like find it.
Yeah. Well, if you can
Um,
find that and drop it into the podcast, that would be great.
I'm gonna bring my
That's kinda
VR
cool.
over. For
It was
you.
really cool.
You should.
I'm gonna bring it over one.
The Oculus?
hmm
I have zero interest in Oculus. I will play
cool.
it. I
Well,
do.
you should try it.
It's cool.
And then,
like
and
one
then you can
time, just
actually
to
hate
see.
it.
There's like an app.
Right.
It's like a mindfulness app that I really like on there, and it
Uh-huh.
just kind of like walks you through and like you like pick your stress level.
Right.
You just stay on there for
Well-
like 30 minutes at a time, and it like walks you through like this whole like trippy thing.
Yeah.
I think I've told you about that.
I see it as a party trick. Like
And that's basically what we use it for.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hey, I got
Once-
this thing.
right.
And then you're like, oh, that
And
was
then, like,
cool.
once you've
Once
done
the
it,
you know.
novelty wears off, yeah.
Right.
It's
You're like,
not.
okay.
Augmented reality, rather, I see it for all kinds of business use cases.
Yeah.
Like
So we
Amazon has a version of it.
that article I think goes into like how people are using it for like onboarding and stuff.
Yeah. And then
Oh, go over that. Read that part of it. I didn't.
there's a lot of sections, so hold on.
There's a
pull it
lot to.
But in the meantime, I did like Google it, and there's, I mean, like just like Apple apps alone, or like apps in general. Like I don't know, you guys don't have Apple, but like the Clips app does like like confetti, and then like Snapchat, obviously, like that would be augmented reality.
Oh, like all their filters.
Yeah, and then like
That's
this Warby
true.
Parker app does like you can try on glasses. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Amazon has an Amazon lens. Look at that! I just took a picture of the
That's so
GoPro,
strange.
and the GoPros came up on Amazon. And then there's also things that you can do on Amazon where you can look up like a chair or whatever, and then you could be like, see this in my room.
In my space.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which that's augmented reality. Which those are like everyday things that, yeah, right there.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, so any
View
like
in room.
Snapchat, any TikTok filter,
Yeah.
that's all augmented.
It's all,
reality.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which some of them are like super creepy.
Yeah,
Oh,
look.
yeah.
They'll turn you into like
Look, we just put
an animated
a
character
chair
or something.
next to you. You can't see
Yeah,
it
I
because
can't see it.
yeah.
Honestly.
Here, hold my
It
phone.
says, oh,
You can, you can see where the chair
Wow.
is.
That's so strange.
Isn't that cool?
So that yeah, we took like a picture of a chair and it's like placing it in the room.
Yeah. You can
Sure.
view
yeah, there's
the,
an IKEA app that you can use it, that you can do.
and you can like move it. Like I can move it around and
That's
see what it
so
would look like in
weird.
my space. So to me, augmented reality, to me, that's way bigger deal. Has way more many use cases than the
Oculus.
or virtual reality or meta or any of that
Yeah.
crap.
Right.
When you talk about the meta, where they were like, oh, people are going to build avatars for their business profile and put on headsets and their characters will meet. I'm like,
we can do now.
right, but who would do that with like, if you had a new client and you're like, hey, new client, create your
zebra.
avatar and and we're going to meet in the Safari. Nobody would do that. It's like a
Right.
fun party trick, I feel like.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
Have
So
you guys? Oh, sorry.
no, that's okay. So I found where it said it was talking about like training. So it says employers in the U.S. alone spend $413 billion a year on informal on-the-job training. AR can revolutionize the way employees are trained and onboarded by overlaying digital instructions, interactive simulations, and real-time guidance. It can provide immersive learning experiences at a much lower cost than human-driven training.
Yeah. I think that is where my mind goes with that is like military.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like if you're
100%.
going through a scenario and you have like, I don't know if you guys have ever played Halo before or do you know about Halo?
I do know Halo, but I've never played it.
Isn't your brother in the Halo show?
No.
He's not?
No.
I could have
No.
swore your brother
I
was
posted
in the
something
Halo
the other day.
show.
He's going to be in Rebel Moon.
I
Oh.
did see that.
Yeah. But the second one, he informed me. So no, the second
Oh.
one coming out in 2024.
Okay. So Halo, you're this player Master Chief who is wearing this like spacesuit
Yeah.
essentially,
Mm.
and he's got a little mask, and he's got this bot in his head called Cortana, which is the Microsoft. That's why we have Cortana.
Yeah, that's weird.
And so Microsoft owns the company who created Halo, and
Makes sense.
and so Master Chief is running around, and you can like look at things, and it can identify that's a bad guy or that's a stick or whatever, and it shows on the screen what you're looking at, right? That's augmented reality.
Sure.
So you could what they're talking about in training, you could build a helmet for military members where they look at something and they can identify, okay, that is a potential bomb. Or,
Right. Like what it is. So this mentions like a walkthrough of machinery and equipment.
There you go.
Like virtual walkthroughs of, complex tasks.
Like taking inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Does it mention that? Probably.
No.
Inventory
But
is definitely one. Where you
improved
like,
collaboration, 3D models.
yeah.
Um,
Which 3D models is what they tried to act like Meta would do. They're like, oh, you're going to design in the metaverse, But I just don't see that happening.
you can.
I just
there's like
I wouldn't
applications
do
where
it.
you can like draw things and like design things. But yeah.
But if you create a prototype and you pushed it to the augmented reality, and I was like, here, put on these glasses, and now I can see the table,
Right.
and I can look around in a real life environment and see this fake prototype before I spent thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to actually build a prototype.
Mhm.
It's just
Yeah.
all digital. That's where I see augmented reality. And I've long thought augmented reality was really cool.
It is really cool.
Way cooler than virtual reality.
Oh yeah.
I think they're both cool.
You like virtual reality. You're
I think
Oculus.
it's cool.
I think it's a party trick though. Like I don't
Yeah,
see
no, I
it
agree.
like
100% agree. That's the only time we use it
right.
anymore. Like when we first got it, it's just like a novel. Like
It's
hey, this
definitely
is
cool to
but,
be like, whoa, like I can look around and okay, I'm
Yeah.
at the Grand Canyon, but I'm not. You're like, okay, this is cool. But augmented reality, I could see us get to a point where we just like the Ray-Bans that you wear or whatever sunglasses you wear. You're just walking around and you can like
Look at things and look it
Yeah.
up and whatever.
you're like
yeah.
like we were walking around, you look at a plant and you're like, what kind of plant is that?
Right.
And then you're just like bloop, and then it's like this
That's
is
cool.
a dogwood tree, and it does,
Well,
Like-
that's the thing about the
So
the
strange.
Apple Vision is like it tracks your eyes, and
Yeah.
so like once you're looking at something, it like for a long enough time, it like registers that like you want to know what it is,
Right.
and then it'll Google it for you like right there.
right.
It's like kind
I
of
don't
cool.
like that.
I think that is like that's going to be the next 10, 15 years. Like that's
Yeah,
where that's where
sure.
that'll be a totally normal thing,
Yeah.
Just like we would just walk around. Like I remember when Siri first came out and whatever they call the Google one. I guess it's just Google, right?
think it's
okay,
Google.
Yeah. And you'll just be like, people would be like, look. Okay, Siri, what time it is? And people are like, oh, okay, yeah.
You're
Like,
gonna
why
set
would you?
time
Why
for
would
ya.
you do that? And that'll never. And now it's like people just sit there and talk to their phones
Oh, I use mine
Yeah.
every day.
all the time, for no reason. It's like you could just look. Like my son will walk upstairs and be like, Alexa, is it raining? You're like, dude, just look outside.
Just look at the
You know?
I
window.
used to do that. Well, the weather. I used to ask her the weather all the time.
Yeah,
The weather, I feel like temperature wise, like what's the weather going
What's
to be
the
like
forecast?
today? That's
Yeah.
different than like
yeah.
right now. Is it raining?
Yeah, that's true.
But
I
that's
don't use mine for that though. Like if I'm cooking, I'll be like, "Hey Alexa,
Yeah.
can you turn on music for me?" Because like my hands are dirty. So like,
Mhm.
why would I go through the trouble to find my speaker to connect my phone when I could just
I
be
use
like,
it for
"Hey,
timers all the time.
yeah,
Oh,
Ours-
yeah.
Ours broke, but
timers are. Yeah, I use it for timers for constantly
Yeah.
and announcements. Have
Right.
you ever done an announcement?
No.
Mm-mm.
Like you could be like, Alexa, make an announcement, and it'll announce it on every device.
Oh,
Amazon.
that's so cool.
No.
Because we have one in every room, and then all of our TVs are Fire TVs, so
Yeah.
it'll announce it in every room.
Oh, that's actually really cool."
We had like the
Yeah.
Alexa, I think it was a show, so it had like
Yeah.
the video screen.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would like track our orders. Like, show me my orders.
Right?
And it'll
Yeah.
tell you like where it
And
was.
like
That's so
notifications
cool.
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's great.
Well, I mean, that's what I use my Siri for too. Like if I'm driving, I'll be like, "Hey Siri, text my mom. Let her know I'm on the
Mm-hmm.
let her know I'm on the way."
You're right. Yeah, make sure that she doesn't do that. Right.
Yeah. Then she'll be like, "Why are you coming here?
Right.
This is 12 hours. Please don't come."
Stop. Right now.
Turn
But
around.
imagine cooking. Right? You said you use it during cooking.
Yeah.
Imagine wearing like goggles, or hopefully they are glasses,
Right.
and not like these. Because I feel like the Apple
They're
lenses, is that what
huge.
they're called, or Apple Vision?
Apple Vision. Yeah.
Apple Vision. They look stupid,
Yeah.
right? Nobody would like wear those. But the iPhone 1 like looks stupid,
Yeah.
like it was, but it was way ahead of its time. Whereas Vision could be way ahead of its time, or at least close. Whereas we have glasses we're wearing, and while you're cooking, instead of having to go get like a measuring cup and pouring something in for a third cup,
Right.
what if you could just, because how many times do you like eyeball something when you're cooking?
All the time.
All the time. And you're just like, okay, I eyeball it, and then you look at it,
And
and,
you're
then
just
your
pouring it right
glasses are
in.
just like,
tells you.
yeah,
Yeah. That would be that. I didn't think about it like that. That's really cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, I can see them
You can see
developing
the
these to
recipe
be
anyways.
smaller.
right. You're like,
Yeah.
show me the
You
recipe.
had to like touch your phone with like your
Right.
nasty hands.
You don't gotta, right. No
Right.
touching your phone or the
Going back and
cookbooks or
forth,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because these, I can see these getting smaller because they're really big.
Or
They're not
you
cool.
could just play the YouTube video
Yeah.
on your glasses while you're cooking. You'd be like, hey,
Mhm.
glasses, rewind 10
Yeah.
seconds. Okay, play it again. And then you're like
Be a li-
cooking.
be a little more
You can still
transparent.
see the pots
Right.
and still see the video. Whereas VR, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You're just virtual reality cooking.
You're
You're
just
not actually
at
doing
that point
anything.
you're just blindly cooking,
Right.
and who knows what you're
That would be
making.
very dangerous.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
Not advised.
Yeah. No, so I think we all love AR.
Yeah, I
Sounds
think
like
it's cool.
What is the other article that we
Yeah, I
have?
was gonna say all that to say there is a drop for developers by
Yeah.
60% in 15 months.
That's
Yeah.
like a recent thing, right? What is
Yeah.
that on?
I don't remember what it was on,
I don't know.
but
Cal,
I do.
Caltech?
something like that.
It's all related to Microsoft. It was like it was a tech article. It might have been
Yeah.
like Business Insider or something.
It is a tech article.
And so I did see this one. I didn't read it, but I did see this one. I think I sent it to you guys.
Yeah,
right?
you did.
I think it's down like 60% Is that what it says?
Yeah, 60% in the last 15 months
Right.
as of May.
And if we think about what has happened in the last 15 months, Microsoft laid off 10,000 employees in January. Amazon laid off 30,000 employees. Twitter, Snapchat, I'm trying to go down the list. Lyft, who else? Netflix. There was a whole bunch. Hundreds of thousands of developers got laid off. And at the time, I told everybody that these legacy developers that work on old technology, they better get it together or they're going to not have careers and you're going to be asking for too much money of technology that nobody cares about anymore. And that's what's happening, is you have all of these developers who develop old tech. We have now hit the point. So 2020, I think it was 2022, was the point where government agencies no longer were going to be supported for SharePoint 2013, which sounds like, okay, well, that's 10 years, like why would
everybody uses, yeah.
Huge enterprise organizations are running this. And so they have multiple developers that are developing their intranets, that are developing their automation, that are developing their business applications, these mission critical business applications that are running in huge organizations, government, big name companies. And so now they're all moving to 365. And guess what you don't need in Microsoft 365? A developer. So all those developers that you had that were keeping your intranet running are now without jobs. And they just spent the last, 5-10 years of their life mastering this technology that no longer exists. So that's where this low code, no code stuff that we do, where we're building low code, no code apps. 7 years ago, people were like, oh yeah, that's cool. We'll get there when we get there. Well, now it's here.
Right.
And so,
in the last 15 months, you have AI and
Right.
It's all here.
Right.
It all hit
Copilot.
Yeah,
You
Copilot's
just did a
here.
video on that.
Oh man, have you seen Copilot?
Mm-hmm.
That
a little bit.
That is even more of a reason why we won't see developers anymore, because it reduces the amount of upfront development that a developer has to do.
Right.
Like you and like Kayla, where you're asking the questions to do the field mapping, right? And you're asking questions and you're like, well, what kind of field does it need to be?
Right.
How many
it will
fields
make
do you
the
need?
fields for you and the tables for you.
You can just put that into Copilot.
Yeah.
And it builds out the table. And then once the table is done, then you turn it over. You could even go create an app for me.
Yeah.
And then it creates the initial portion of the app. And then you turn that templated app over to a developer, a low code, no code developer. And now we're cutting out that beginning part. How long does our beginning part take? 2 weeks? A sprint?
You might know.
Well, no,
I have no
the
clue.
the wireframing portion of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it depends.
A sprint,
A while.
right? To do the wireframe, to do the field mapping, to do the requirements gathering. But now instead of you having to translate that to the developer, you become the person who is doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's one less developer we need.
Yeah, I watched a really cool video on it from April Dunham.
Yeah, love
Yeah.
April.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to have
great.
April back on the show. We've had April on the show 2 or 3 times. Maybe we got to get her on and talk about Copilot.
But yeah, that's another one that you sent us too, is the Microsoft employee morale is at an all-time
Oh
low,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
which coincides.
it totally coincides.
They're losing their jobs.
They're basically
They're
like,
for their jobs.
we don't know if you're
losing
gonna
their
work here
jobs.
anymore.
Right.
Who wants to work for an organization that doesn't know if that doesn't even know if they want you?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. It's right here.
Is that what it says in the article?
Well, actively creating something.
They're right.
To get
Your
rid of
job
your
is to
job.
actively
Yeah.
create the thing that's going to replace you.
Right.
Yeah.
Morale
How
appears
sad is
to
that?
be low at Microsoft. According to a poll conducted in May, 47% of employees said that they would stay at the company if they got another offer. Rewind to November, and that figure was 70%. So why is the morale fallen so much?
Right.
Because
So
they're making AI to replace
Yep.
themselves.
They
That
they
literally
don't
sucks.
see the importance. Yeah. They don't see the importance of having a human do
Yeah.
anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It says AI is cool, but it still needs humans to train it. Scientists have warned that as
Yeah.
more and more AI generated content is published online, future AI will use this material to train itself.
Yeah. You know what
Yeah,
that's
which
called?
Super intelligence.
Yes.
Yeah, which we've talked about over and over and over again, is the need for humans to
Yes.
still be in charge of
There
AI.
has to be humans.
And
You
it
have to
can't be
take.
checking itself.
No.
No, that doesn't make
leads
any
to,
Good
sense.
God, that is runaway technology.
Scary domination, which you mentioned too the other day, that drone that shot its
Oh
Right.
yeah.
yeah.
There was a drone. I didn't.
We also talked about this on a podcast.
Yeah, I didn't catch the article. I think I opened it. I don't think I sent it to
We'll
you
see
guys.
if we can find it. I can pop it in if
Yeah,
I can.
It was it's a drone, an artificial intelligence drone that killed its operator, which the entire purpose of artificial intelligence drones that we've been talking about for at least a year on this podcast was that the drones could fly themselves. They could identify an adversary that they could say, this is a bad guy. So they could scan Destiny and be like, we need to kill this person, right? But the AI could not physically pull the trigger.
Right.
That it had to relay back to the
We did
operator.
a whole episode
Yeah.
on this.
Right.
Yeah.
And then me as the operator go, no, don't kill her.
Right.
She's a good guy.
Right.
Right. This AI drone, apparently, you got to look up the article because
Just
I
like,
don't,
screw it.
right. Because the headline definitely gave the impression that it killed its operator.
Right.
Whether that means that it shot the operator
We need a fact check. Maybe.
or ran into the operator or like crashed into it, you know what I mean? Or something like that. I don't know. But either way, it's
Allegedly.
no bueno. We will find a time where AI will figure out how to go around the can I pull the trigger?
Right.
And that's when we're in big trouble.
Was it with the Air Force?
Yeah.
U.S. Air Force denies running simulation in which AI drone killed the operator.
U.S. Air Force
Wow.
denies, yeah.
Sure they do.
U.S. Air Force official says he misspoke about AI drone killing human. Ah,
Interesting. But still.
okay. So, yeah, okay. Now I'm starting to see that
Righteous friend.
I jumped too soon here.
That's right.
It'll happen. Probably.
I
eventually.
mean, still.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I guess he misspoke. But to me, why the story of an AI drone trying to kill its operator seems so true. That's from Wired.com. Because
It could happen.
it could happen.
Yeah.
And that's what we're all warning about. You
There's
know,
nothing that's stopping it, really.
there needs to be some sort of check. And when you get into things like what you just read off, where it's like, well, yeah, if we get enough training on there, the AI
Right.
can train itself. No, that is like bad.
Yeah.
That's end of world super intelligence that we've talked about on the show for like a year, where when the AI runs away, can create new AI, teach other AI, connect through IoT, which is the Internet of Things, to other AI to share what it's learned. Like imagine if you could plug you took over Sydney's job. So Sydney could just plug her brain into your brain,
Right.
load everything up, and now you know
It
everything
would
that
have been
she
so
knows.
helpful.
That would have been so helpful.
But now imagine that it's artificial intelligence that controls every aspect of the world.
Yeah.
So your house quickly uploads into, a killer drone.
Yeah.
When you leave your house, how much heat you run, what your gas bill is, where your gas lines are on your property.
Right.
And then it shares it with every piece of artificial intelligence on the planet. And then what the hell are we going to do?
Yeah. Then
No.
there's no stopping that.
Yeah, you're done. That's super intelligence. Now it is all theory. It's not a real thing. But we're getting closer to it. It's not real yet. I want to very much lay that out. That is not a real thing yet. AI cannot train AI yet. And AI cannot, because where it'll get the theory of superintelligence is that AI will get so smart that right now, which is why we exist as a company, is we go in and look under the hood, so to speak, at the automation and the bot and the power apps and say, okay, we found what's wrong. But eventually the AI will be raise its hand. Hey, this is what's wrong. Oh, and don't worry, I fixed it.
Right.
That's bad. And then it'll go, oh, I need an update. And then it'll update itself. And when it updates itself, it could write code to totally wipe out any governance that humans have on it. And then it realizes humans are the bad guy. And then we turn into Terminator. And then we need, John Connor to show up. And nobody wants that.
The end of the world.
End of the world.
That's it.
End scene.
And
Yeah.
well, thanks for joining. So
Yeah.
we're all gonna die.
I think you have to go anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the show. We had a hard stop here. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Let us know what you think. Hit us in the comments if you think that this red and white technology is a real thing. Hit us in the comments. Let us know what you think about augmented reality as well. Like and subscribe on all major platforms. We're on Spotify, iTunes. You can go to goworkwherever.com, which we're going to be updating our personality assessments.
Yep.
We're pretty close to that, right?
Exciting. Yeah.
So that'll be fun. And you can, while you're there, you can listen to all the older podcasts as well, including the Inavari podcast. And Homegrown for Haley is there too. So thanks for hanging out. You got anything else?
No.
All right. Until next time. See ya. Hey there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for all the latest videos from Capital Presence.